So we could keep going. Let's start with Lot. He was warned. He was warned. He was warned. Don't go near Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, he tells Abraham, I'm gonna move out further. Not only did he move further to Sodom and Gomorrah, he then turned his tent. Second step, he turned his tent to Sodom and Gomorrah. So now he was not just close to Sodom and Gomorrah. Now he was looking in on Sodom and Gomorrah. And then he actually moved into Sodom and Gomorrah and married someone from Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. So now then the angels had to come and they had to be like, you got to get out of here or you are going to die, because he's about to blow this place up because it is evil. So what did he tell him? Don't look back. Well, his wife might not have been a true believer, is what a lot of theologians say. Or she herself was so tied up in the life of sin, which is fun for a while, right? It is fun until it turns on you, and then it's no longer fun. As long as you're cheating in a football game and you're winning, it's all good. But when the refs turn against you and then the other team starts cheating, all of a sudden you're like, hey, they're cheating, right? So whatever it was, she was so tied to that life that she looked back. And what happened? She turned to stone. And we were talking about something very interesting last night. We don't know what happened to Lot after that. The Bible's kind of silent. But he lost his wife. His children lost their mother. All because he took his eye off the ball. He did what God told him not to do, and he didn't heed the warning of his uncle Abraham. Am I right? Now let's move on. Let's move on to Abraham. Okay, a lot of the main problems that we have today in the Middle East is directly due to him. He took his eye off the ball. He did not... Now, why do we take our eye off the ball? That's a good question. We take our eye off the ball sometimes because we think we know better, right? You don't know like I do, God. You don't know. That's a very prideful thing for us to say, but we've all done it. We want to believe the best in people, even though our spirit and everybody around us is warning us. We're like, no, because we're not capable of it. So that doesn't mean that they are, which is not true. I found out. Or, we take our eye off the ball because we get impatient. We don't remember that our timing is not his timing. We want things now, especially today, even more so than we were little. It seems like we were little. The ice cream man only came once a week. It didn't seem like we really didn't notice that he only came once a week. Today, if he only came once a week, we would be like, why is he only coming once a week? Like, we need the ice cream now. It's 3 o'clock. Why isn't he here? We're in a very now society. We get information at our fingertips. We have no patience, which is not in any way, shape, or form the way that the Lord works and the way even the people in the Bible were. I mean, they didn't even have the ability to look up the Bible like we do, right? So if they wanted to know, they had to hunt down a prophet or whoever, and then what did he say? And then they had to probably write it down and then remind themselves of it constantly, or get a copy of a scroll, which they would have to copy it, like handwritten it. They had patience. We don't have any patience anymore. We get it. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit, but like in general, human beings, we are very impatient people. So we take our eye off the ball and we take it in our own hands instead of listening to the coach in the room upstairs. And we're like, no, I'm doing it this way. Well, Abraham did the same thing. God said, look, you're going to have a kid. He's like, oh, I'm old. Years went by. Years. We don't know how many. We don't know how many years went by that he told Abraham that to when he was actually going to let him do it. And we don't know how long it was between when he told Abraham that until when Abraham took it into his own hands. All we know is that Abraham and Sarah herself, A, didn't believe God. They didn't trust him. B, they got impatient, right? And Sarah, his wife, just as guilty, encouraged him, go out, sleep with my handmaid, Hagar. So he did. Now we have Ishmael. And that is where the Islam religion is descended from. So that's why we share the Abrahamic faith. We are descendants from Isaac, and, they are descendants from Ishmael. And look at where we're at in the world now. They hate each other still to this day. They were Hittites, they were Amorites, they were Philistines, they were this, they were that. They're, the Taliban, Sunni, Shiite, whatever. And then there's Judaism, and then that bore Christianity. These things have always been at war with each other. It's never ceased. So he took his eye off the ball, and he really messed it up for all of us. When I get to heaven, I really want to have a talk with the two A's, Adam and Abraham, like, dogs, you don't know what you did. Like, you really, really messed us up down here. I'm sure they're paying for it, but not really. I mean, it's all forgiven. Okay, so then we go to the next example. Let's go to the example of Moses and the people of the Promised Land. Now, he leads them out of slavery, right? 600 years, 400 years, something like that, in slavery in Egypt. Gets them all the way through the Red Sea. Kills the enemy. 2 spies go out in front of them. 12, actually. 10 come back with a bad report because they got scared. Now, he just led you through a Red Sea and parted it and killed an enemy that you were enslaved with for 500 years, and now you're scared because people are bigger than you? But he promised you this. So you didn't believe him. You took your eye off the ball. You didn't trust him. We can never defeat them. Even though he promised them, this is your land. Only 2 came back, Caleb and Joshua. And so we got it. We can do it. The people didn't do it. So what happened? They were left wandering in the wilderness for an entire generation. An entire generation. 40 years went by. That's almost a grandfather, father, then their grandchildren relationship, you could say. Their grandchildren got in. They never saw it, neither did their parents, unless they lived longer and they didn't, we don't know the timing. But even when they got in, though, before they even got in, many times, Abraham would tell them, look, I'm trying to go up to get the 10 Commandments, right? But they got impatient with that. We don't know how long he was gone. 5 days, a month, 3 months. I don't know. I don't know how long he was up there on that mountain. But when he came down, they had built another idol, and now they were, worshiping that instead of God. He's like, what are you guys doing? I'm trying to go up here and give us the rules, so that we maybe live through this. And because of that, his brother Aaron, 2 of his sons that were considered like high priests, were instantly killed in fire. They suffered the consequences of taking their eye off the ball, right? And then they led the other people into sin. See, that can happen too. You take your eye off the ball, it's not just you that's going to suffer. Your whole team's going to suffer, right? If I throw an interception at the end of the game, if I step out of bounds in a floor routine against Russia in the Olympics finals, and it's down to 1/5 of a point, we're out. We just got the silver and they got the gold, right? So the whole team suffered because of that. So he had to go back up that mountain and get it again, but he got so mad that he ended up even suffering because he struck the rock and yelled and screamed, and then God's like, you know what, you're out too. And it was like, so he never got to go to the Promised Land. So that's another example. I mean, we could go through almost every single person in the Bible of them taking their eye off the ball, right?